In a village deep in the forest, a mother and her little child were living together. And then one day, the mother went for a walk in the forest with her little child. Suddenly, the little child became curious about a frog and started following it. The mother tried to catch up with them, but the child disappears as soon as he went around to the corner. Oh, where on earth did this child go? First, she looked among the bushes, and then she thought she should look behind the big tree. But she couldn't see him anywhere. And then she found herself at the edge of the swamp. Without thinking, she jumped into the swamp and got herself covered in mud. When she couldn't find her child there either, she went into the chicken coop next door and got covered in feathers. On the other side, the little child, unaware of what was happening, was busy playing around with a frog. Suddenly, an old witch came up to him and told him she had candy for him.
Well, hello there, little sweet boy. Would you like to have this candy?
The little child was very scared of the witch.
Ah!
His mother heard the scream and immediately ran to where she heard it from. But when the witch saw her coming, she cast a spell that made her take the form of the mother. What are you doing? Stay away from my child.
What nonsense are you talking? This boy is my child.
The child looked at his mother and then at the woman next to him. Not recognizing his mother in that state, he hugged the witch tightly. Her mother could not hold back her tears. While they were busy arguing, the fairies of the forest came flying out. What on earth is going on here? Which one is the real mother?
I don't understand. Maybe we should take them to fairyland. Then we can find out who the real mother is.
The fairies took the child and the two women back to fairyland with them. The head fairy welcomed them into the castle and listened to their story. Now we're going to figure out which one of you really is the real mother. Whoever the child runs to is the real mother. Both the women agreed to this. The child ran to the witch. Seeing this, the mother said that she needed to clean herself up. She quickly washed herself and asked if they could do another test. Give us another test, and he'll recognize me this time. The fairies asked each of them to prepare a meal that the child would like. First, the real mother prepared a nice rice dish for him, and the child ate it with pleasure. After that, the witch used her special magic powers to prepare a beautiful giant chocolate cake for him. When the little child saw this cake, he went absolutely crazy. But that's not fair at all. Every child loves chocolate cake. The fairies said that the tests were over and gave the child to the witch. The mother immediately burst out crying and wanted to hug her child one last time. The fairies allowed it. And then, the moment the child hugged his mother, he said softly, "Mama," to her. Did you see that? He recognized me by my smell. When the witch saw them doing that, she immediately separated the mother and the child and tried to take the child away.
Wait a minute, you should give him a hug as well.
The witch hugged him, but the child didn't want her and pushed her away. When the witch insisted, the little child burst out into tears of his own.
Mommy!
Oh, he started panicking. Come, my boy, I'll hug you at home. And right at that moment, the fairies put up a huge magic wall in front of the witch. This made the witch very angry, and she was very quickly changed back into her old form.
I will not give you the child!
The fairies lifted the child up into the air with magic and put him safely in his mother's arms, and they locked the witch up in a cage. With the help of the fairies, the mother and her child made it safely out of fairyland. The mother held her child tightly to her chest and was very grateful to the fairies for making sure her child was safe. We're also very grateful to you for showing us how close the evil really is to us. And then after that, the mother and her child very happily went back to their village. Because true love and compassion will always be powerful enough to win the battle against evil.
Once upon a time, in a village far, far away, there was a sly woman who didn't like to work at all. This woman had two daughters named Emily and Emma. Emma was a lazy and untalented girl. Emily, on the other hand, was a very hard-working and very talented girl. But their mother loved Emma more because she was younger, and she was still treating her like a baby. That's why she had Emily do all of the work.
Emily, hurry up and finish the chores so you can go out and sell the cross-stitches.
Because of her mother and sister's laziness, only Emily went to the market in the afternoons and sold her handcrafted cross-stitch. When she got home, her mother would only cook for Emma. Emily, on the other hand, tried to feel full by eating the leftovers from the meals. One day, Emily went outside to the edge of the well to make a cross-stitch. She started to embroider her cross-stitch with the crochet hook in her hand. At that moment, suddenly, a rooster mounted on her and began to crow.
Cock-a-doodle-doo! Cock-a-doodle-doo! Ow! Get off my head, you rooster! Oh no! My cross-stitch!
Emily was so sad that she dropped her cross-stitch into the well.
Mother is going to be so upset if she finds out. What will I do now?
Cock-a-doodle-doo! Use your brain and the bucket! Brain bucket, cock-a-doodle-doo!
Emily, as the rooster said, reached for the bucket hanging in the well. She was about to take the bucket with her hand when she lost her balance for a moment and started to fall into the well. When Emily opened her eyes, she found herself in a garden covered with colorful flowers.
What a beautiful place! Where am I anyway?
When she walked for a while, a rabbit appeared in front of her.
Could you help me, please? I can't get the carrot out.
Emily immediately went to help him and pulled the carrot that the rabbit wanted from the ground in one move.
Thank you so much!
As the rabbit happily walked away, Emily went her own way.
Hey, will you give me water or I'll wither and rot?
She saw a rose that was about to dry a little further ahead. Emily immediately came to the fountain to fulfill the rose's wish, took some water in her palm and poured it into the roots of the rose. The rose was revived and gave off a fragrant scent.
Thank you so much! Now I'll be able to live a long, happy life.
Emily continued on her way. After a while, she came across a house. In front of the house, a strange woman who looked like an evil witch was looking at her. Emily was so scared of this woman. She wanted to get away from there immediately.
You don't have to be afraid, my child. Come, I have something to tell you.
Emily went to the woman curiously.
My name is Holly. Everyone loves me very much. If you take good care of my little house, you could stay here as long as you want. All I ask of you is to cover my bed with feathers every morning. I don't know how to get home anyway. I guess I can stay for a bit.
Emily took very good care of the house, as Mother Holly wanted. Every morning, without getting bored, she did not neglect to cover Mother Holly's bed with feathers. Mother Holly loved Emily very much, so she was preparing very good meals for her in the evenings. This is how the days went by. Although Emily was very happy here, she started to miss her real home.
Mother Holly, you know I love you so much, but I want to go home now. Oh, Emily, I'm very happy that you worked here and stayed with me for so long. Of course, you can go home now. I will accompany you on the way. Oh, thank you, Mother Holly.
Mother Holly brought Emily to a big golden door. The moment Emily was walking through the store, she's covered in brand new clothes and gold.
A little gift for you for being so caring and working for me. Here's the crochet hook and cross stitch you dropped into the well. Please take it.
Oh, thank you so much, Mother Holly. You're a good person.
Later, Mother Holly covered Emily's eyes with her hands and asked her to count to 3.
1, 2, 3.
When Emily opened her eyes, she found herself in front of her house.
Cock-a-doodle-doo! Emily's back, and she's a golden girl now!
Seeing Emily, her mother and her sister Emma could not hide their surprise.
But how did you find such a beautiful dress?
Emma, hush now.
My dearest daughter, I was so worried about you. Why don't you tell me where you found all that jewelry?
Emily explained everything one by one. At that moment, her mother thought that Emma could do the same. She greedily sent Emma to the edge of the well. Emma threw the cross-stitch and crochet hook into the well. She jumped after them too. When she opened her eyes, she found herself in that mysterious garden where Emily had come from. She saw a rabbit after walking for a while. The rabbit asked Emma for help to get the carrot out of the ground.
No way! I can't get my hands dirty for a silly little rabbit.
Emma walked away without helping the rabbit. Just ahead, she saw a rose that was about to dry up. Rose asked for her help.
I can't give you water. You have all those thorns. They might hurt my hands.
Emma left without helping Rose. Finally, she came across Mother Holly's house.
I heard you're in need of someone to work here. I'm more than happy to take the job.
Mother Holly told Emma what she had to do at the house.
Remember, every morning you will lay feathers on my bed.
Emma agreed to everything. She worked well on the first day, laying the feathers neatly on the bed. But in the next few days, she started to avoid work. The house was getting dirty day by day, and Emma didn't care about the feathers on Mother Holly's bed. Mother Holly was furious when she saw that Emma wasn't working as promised.
I think it's time for you to go home.
Emma was overjoyed to hear this, because she wanted to reach gold jewelry and beautiful clothes as soon as possible.
Yes, that's right. I get my prize and I get to go home.
Mother Holly brought her to the Golden Gate. When Emma walked through the door, mud started to rain down on her instead of gold.
What's going on? What's this?
This door didn't rain gold on you because you didn't do things right. Now count to 3 and go back home.
1, 2, 3.
Then she found herself in the garden of her home. Seeing her, the roosters started to crow.
Cock-a-doodle-doo! Emma's back, and she's all muddy! Cock-a-doodle-doo!
Her mother and sister Emily were shocked to see her in the mud. Emma told them that these muddy clothes were her reward for not doing the chores Mother Holly had given her properly. From that day on, Emma understood the importance of doing a job with love and got smarter and started to make cross-stitch just like her older sister Emily. Thus, the two sisters lived a happy life by making and selling cross-stitch together.
One day, the kind-hearted Mother Holly went down to water the flowers in the garden. At that time, she saw 3 corpulent hunters looking towards her house. Mother Holly went to them curiously. "Hey, strangers! What are you doing in my garden?"
This garden and house are inside our hunting grounds. That's why you need to vacate your house immediately.
We'll demolish your house and build a hunting lodge here.
But how is that possible? I've been living in this house for years.
Don't make it difficult, old lady. If you don't leave the house right away, we'll knock the house down while you're asleep at night.
The hunters walked towards the house laughing. Mother Holly tried to stop them, but failed. The hunters started to destroy the doors and windows with their axes. Mother Holly hurried to the flower garden deep in the forest, and she loudly called for help. "Help me! Can't anyone hear me?" Just then, Emily paid attention to the voice coming from the well. "Huh? Mother Holly, is that you? What's going on?" "Emily! Oh, you need to come right away! I need your help!" Emily left her cross-stitch and, holding onto the rope, went down the well. Mother Holly was so happy to see her. "Oh, this morning, 3 hunters came and started tearing down my house. They're gonna make it a hunting lodge." "But you've been living there for years. They can never do that." Oh, I have an idea. Come on, we'll save your house from the hunters. While the hunters were tearing down the inside of the house, a black shadow passed through the window.
Hey, did you see this?
What was that? Maybe a bear?
They panicked a little when the same shadow passed through the window a second time.
Huh? It passed again!
This must be a bear for sure.
The hunters took their arrows and stormed out. But they saw not a bear, but an ugly old witch. "Oh, hunters! This house is full of ghosts and fairies! Get out of here now! Now!" The hunters didn't realize that the ugly witch was actually Mother Holly.
There's no such thing as a ghost, old witch. Huh.
If you don't believe me, disaster will happen to you. I'm the oldest witch of this forest. Whatever Mother Holly told the hunters, she could not convince them. The hunters continued to break into the house and destroy it. Mother Holly told Emily that she had failed to deceive the hunters. But Emily had another idea. A frightening sound started to reverberate in the house as the 3 burly hunters were throwing out the items inside the house one by one. Ooh, ooh. "I am the soul of this house. No, I will curse you." Hunters were terrified of the sound. While they were looking around in a hurry, the vase on the table fell with a bang.
Huh? How did that vase fall?
You dropped it.
No, I didn't. He did.
No, you must have hit your foot?
Stop making that creepy noise.
I'm not making that noise. What are you talking about? It's not us!
While the hunters were arguing among themselves, the books started to fall to the ground by themselves. The hunters could not stand the fear and threw themselves out. And Emily stuck her head out from behind the seat she was hiding in and laughed softly. Turns out it was Emily herself who frightened the hunters with her voice and dropped the items with a transparent rope.
Gentlemen, that old witch confused us. Let's get on with our work.
When the hunters entered, they saw a ghost with huge black eyes right in front of them. Hunters have run away from home, their feet entangled, never to return. Turns out, what they thought was a ghost was Mother Holly herself. The hunters ran so fast that they finally lost their way. Meanwhile, they met a young girl in the forest.
Hey, young girl, don't go that way! There's a house full of ghosts there! I think the ghost cursed us! And we lost our way!
Oh no! Oh, that's too bad! Then get this key. A golden gate will appear in front of you. Run away from there! The hunters left with the key they took, but they didn't know that this young girl was Emily, who scared them. A little further on, a golden gate appeared before the hunters. The disguise of each hunter who passed through the gate was changed. Their axes and arrows vanished.
I will no longer hunt. All animals will be my friends.
I'll always respect nature, protect trees and all plants. I will never, ever harm anyone's house or property.
All three hunters turned into good-hearted gentlemen and left. On the other hand, Emily happily returned to Mother Holly. See, Mother Holly? We knew we'd get your house back. Yes, the hunters did not hunt us. We hunted them. But Mother Holly's house was in shambles and ruins. Together, they decided to repair and restore the house. However, for this, they had to ask Emma for help. But Emma, she doesn't like to work at all. Emily went to the flower garden and called Emma. When Emma learned that Mother Holly needed help, she happily agreed to come over. They helped each other for days and repaired the house and cleaned everything. In the evening, they sat around a table full of delicious food and talked about the importance of female solidarity. Because when women help each other, it is much easier to solve every problem.